Hello, my Lynn and Things family and friends. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Yep, it's your girl Lynn, and I am back. I know, same thing. Yep, your girl is recording back to back. So I did just share with you guys my reviews, my Dollar Tree reviews, and I hope you guys enjoyed that video. But I wanted to come on because it's time for another mini short story time with Lynn. So it's time for another, part of another chapter, and I wanted to bring that to you guys. Happy Sunday. So if you want to just kind of sit back and enjoy more of the story, go ahead and get comfortable, get yourself something to drink, get you something to snack on if you like, or if you're cleaning your house because it's Sunday. I know sometimes some of us are off on Sunday. You may use this day to rest or you may use it to clean. However, you want to enjoy this time with me and listening to the story, please feel free to do that. Now, I'm usually in my other space, so I'm not in there right now. I just chose to stay where I was. But you guys know I usually like to light a candle. And I don't have one near me, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get started on some more of Viola Davis, Finding Me. So, guys, we are in chapter 5, and chapter 5 is titled Minefield. The quote at the top says, Your Honor, these kids been messing with my children. For a long time now, I had to do something. This is by May Alice Davis, which is Miss Viola's mom. And now we're going to get into the chapter. It says, a 128 continued to deteriorate. People continued to move in. It wasn't until our last few months there that we were the only ones left in that death trap. But at this point, in came the Thompsons. You know, when you're poor, you live in an alternate reality. It's not that we have problems different from everybody else, but we don't have the resources to mask them. We've been stripped clean of social protocol. There's an understanding that everyone is trying to survive, and who is going to get in the way of that? The Thompsons were a perfect example. They were a family of 8 kids, mostly girls. Their parents, or guardians, were 2 women we called bullfrogs. Why? They wore glasses that made their eyes kind of bulge out, and they had both had underbites. They had these huge bottom teeth that came over their top lip. They were also meaner than mean. They would also scream at the kids and beat the crap out of them. Once again, no one cared. My father would beat us and beat the heck out of my mom. So we were in the same company. But the kids, who were all around our age and older, were especially violent. The boys would start fires in the basement. The girls waited in a group for one of us to come out of school to terrorize us. We all went to different schools at that time, so we all arrived home alone. If I saw them lurking in the yard, I simply would hide out until they went inside. The bullfrogs would carry a belt around and herd them in like animals. We would hear them screaming from outside. One day, getting out of school, they saw me from yards away. The 2 boys whispered to each other, and then they pointed. They got on their bikes and started pedaling fast towards me, and I ran. They caught up with me real fast. I was 7, and so I was terrified. I could not speak. I ran and I screamed. I knew they had planned to run me over. As soon as they got uber close and it was obvious that I wasn't going to outrun them, I just screamed. They had me concerned. They had me cornered. I'm sorry. I lost it. I grabbed that front wheel of their bikes and started screaming and going crazy. I lifted the bike off the ground and just pulled, trying everything in my power to shake this boy off this bike. Stop, stop, he and his brother were screaming. Leave me alone, or I'll kill you, I shouted like a mad woman. They finally turned back around and left me alone, plotting for their next torturous shenanigans. And there would be many. My sister Anita smashed a brick on a car and made herself drool to get 5 girls off of her one day. She literally acted crazy, a technique that my father had taught her. Dolores was slapped a couple of times by them. One day, my mom, she was done. Four Thompson girls were blocking my sister Dolores's path to get inside the apartment building. They finally hit her and she ran upstairs. My mom went into an alternate reality. In other words, she lost her mind. She came running down those stairs to the door of the building, and I ran right behind her. I absolutely love to witness any kind of fight outside of our apartment, though. It was better than primetime TV. My mom raised her fist. Y'all need to stop messing with my children. You understand me? Keep it up, and I'm gonna beat your tails myself. I was beyond impressed. My mom turned around after she made her point to come back upstairs. I looked at them as if to say, my mama told you. Well, as my mom turned to walk up, the meanest of the girls, Lisa, called my mom a bald head black, bad word, y'all. The best comparison that I could make to what happened next is the boulder coming after that Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark. If he didn't run, it most definitely would have flattened his butt. Well, my mom was that boulder. She leapt down that one flight of stairs and she was on and said, "What did you just call me?" But it really wasn't a question because she proceeded to slap Lisa so hard her entire body had raised up off the ground and she fell flat on the dirty floor of our apartment building entryway. Her sisters were frozen. She didn't stop there though. While Lisa was on the ground, my mom pointed her finger and finished her historic cuss out. Don't you ever call me any names. I'll slap the mess out of you again. You understand me? And you leave my children alone. The bullfrogs were informed and decided to press charges. We were all terrified. We were sure my mom would go to jail. Words were exchanged. There was a lot of back and forth and cussing. Fists were raised. The strangest part of all of this was that the bullfrog family would disappear for weeks, even months at a time, and then suddenly appear in their car and stay for a while before disappearing again. And one of them always had a wad of cash in an apron pocket. Every day my dad would pace back and forth and chain smoke. You done it now, May Alice. Oh man, the judge, he gonna send you to jail or give you a fine. My mom would only say, I'm gonna tell the man the truth. She was still hot, still mad. The day came when mom finally had to go to court, and my dad went with her. It's funny that there were moments within all the fighting, horrific abuse, and alcoholism that they had real moments of a unified front, a united front. So I'm going to stop right here for a second because I'm not reading the book in its entirety, but I did just kind of want to interject right here that her mom did deal with physical abuse from her husband. So you might be wondering, oh, okay, just that little part, what's going on? So here he is with his wife and he's standing with her against these young ladies who have been, well, all the family, actually, all the kids in this particular Thompson family have been bullying their children. Okay. Now back to the book, y'all. So my dad prepared my mama. May Alice, whatever the judge say, you listen to. Don't say nothing. Don't talk back. Don't do nothing. I've been through this, May Alice. I know, he whispered nervously. Dan, I know how to talk. But May Alice, you gotta say, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I'm telling you. He should have kept on talking to her because apparently when the judge called on them, my mama went off. The, As unlikely as it may seem, the judge kind of understood all that my mom was saying. My mama was always and has always been a charmer. Even when she's out of control, he let her go. And for the next several weeks, epic jabs were traded between our families. From our third floor porch, We would see them across the street in a parking lot. The two bullfrogs would shout, "You do it again. You see what you get." I ain't gonna get nothing, but I'll slap the mess out of them again if they call me bald head one more time, my mom yelled back, laughing. I knocked her little tail down, too. Don't you touch my kid, said the bullfrogs. They'd yell and yell, trading jabs. It built up resentment and made us more afraid to be cornered by ourselves outside by them. However, something else was happening. As the adults were yelling, the kids, all of us, were subdued. It's as if we were saying it was too much. They knew they had crossed the line, and we just wanted it to all stop. But the vitriol of our protectors was overriding our renewed feelings of wanting to, dare I say, bond, be friends. The catalyst of friendship would come days later. We were in the backyard playing softball, and the Thompson kids suddenly came out, and Lisa picked up the bat. And I'm going to stop right there, guys. We're going to stop right there. But I just kind of wanted to share that so they were having problems with the neighborhood kids that had moved in who I can't remember exactly what was going on with that family, but there was something going on with that family. But because, like I said, I'm not reading the book in its entirety, I'm just trying to read bits and pieces to you guys. So you got to buy the book so that you can read the whole thing of what happened. But like I said, just sharing that little bit. But it's just crazy the stuff that she's went through. So not only did she see abuse going on in her home between her dad and her mom, she also has dealt with a lot of abuse outside her home when it comes to other children, like her classmates. And like we're reading in like chapter 1 or 2 where she's like running from the boys that were bullying her in school to even being at home, which is where we're supposed to feel the safest, and she still is dealing with this bullying. Again, my heart goes out to Miss Viola, and again, she always has my respect because this woman has been a fighter from a very, very little girl. She's had to see and go through a lot, and I'm sure she's not the only one. So as always, guys, share if you have anything that you want to share, any thoughts, any stories. I am always excited to read your comments. Thank you guys so very much. I hope you enjoyed this story time, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one.